Hey everybody, this is Jack Hammer from the Santa Rosa Press Democrat here to take you through Trey Lance's first home start at Levi Stadium from Sunday against the Houston Texans. As we go through this, I'm going to fast forward through most of the running plays from this game. We will stop on the runs from Lance, but as far as the other runs, we're going to fast forward through that to try to keep this to about a half an hour or so for you. So let's go ahead and get this started right away. The first couple of plays here are going to be runs. So let me scoot forward just a little bit. You get the run from Elijah Mitchell on first down, picks up a couple yards, and then they come back off of that on the second play, and they run to the left with Deebo Samuel for a loss of 2. So that they get a net of 0 on their first 2 plays, and then that's going to set them up with 3rd and 10 to open up the game on their first possession. They're at their own 22-yard line. You're going to see at the top of the screen, you have Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. They're going to both be running in routes, but you're going to be getting pressure off the right side for Lance here. He's going to have to move. Bales maybe just a touch early. He might have been able to get Brandon Ayuk starting to come open there, but that was going to be tough with him. He might be able to step up here and still get this throw off if we watch this through and take a look at when he has to step up. At this point right here, he has a pocket. You can see the pocket forming. Compton is beat around the edge, but he does have room to step up into the pocket. If he had done that, he does have Ayuk come running up there, but at the same time, that's a tough one because Ayuk is having his route stops as Lance moves. So to say that he should have hit Ayuk on that one, I don't think that's a fair statement. I think it's fine that he moves here. You see the pressure coming off the edge. Compton's beat pretty quick, and Lance is able to utilize his legs and pick up what he can to get, so not a bad start there. And then they come out here at the beginning of their second possession, and they're going to try to get a pass. What you're going to get is you're going to get up at the top of the screen, you're going to get an out with a flat. You get that combination at the top. It's blown up right away, though, as Tom Compton gets beat. And then this is one of those plays where you see Lance just utilizing his legs. This one's a little bit better than the first one in that he gets the pressure so fast he has to take off. There's really nothing else for him to do. You can see Compton's already beat, and at that point he's just trying to make something happen. He breaks the tackle there, and then he's able to get the ball out to Elijah Mitchell for a gain of 3. So not a bad play overall here from Lance. You're going to see here once again. Watch Compton. It's a quick beat on this one. He steps out and the 55 just runs right by him, almost untouched. Really good job by Lance there to break the sack and be able to pick up a few yards. From there, you get a couple of you get a run from George Kittle here for 6, and then you get a quarterback sneak from Lance to pick up the first down. Kind of doing a Jimmy Garoppolo impersonation there with his quarterback sneak abilities here. And then after that, you get a big run off the left side by Elijah Mitchell for a gain of 13. Gets the 49ers out around midfield, just short of midfield, out to the 46-yard line. And then from here, it's 1st and 10. This is going to be play action. You're going to see a boot here from Lance to the right side. This is an easy play. Just as this should be a gain that's bigger than 3 yards. It's just a bad ball by Lance. He struggles with this route for whatever reason. He struggles with this at times. We do see him hit the touchdown for a little bit later. But this is a play that, he had a number of these while he was at North Dakota State, where he just kind of does the same thing, where he tackles the fullback with a ball that's not well placed. He kind of throws it behind Juszczyk, and instead of being able to get any kind of run after the catch, the throw pretty much tackles him because it's behind him, and he's not able to make a clean reception. But like I said, you're going to see later on he does pick it up and do better. These are the simple throws that Lance needs to kind of improve on. It's almost like he sees it and it's so open that he doesn't want to throw it normally. He's trying to take a little bit off it, and then in that process of trying to take a little bit off of it, he just misses the throw. And then let's jump over to 4th and 1, because they're going to end up with 4th and 1 here. A couple of runs by Lance sets up 4th and 1 on the 49er side. and I know I'm skipping through most of the running plays here, but I do want to talk about this play because this is not a good job by Lance. So they come out here on fourth and one. Instead of just running the quarterback sneak, it's open. You know, they've got it's covered now. Somebody's over the center. You'd like to think the Fournier's could be able to push that out or run off tackle over here, do something. Instead, Shanahan decides to run a speed option down here to the right. And Lance doesn't do a very good job on this play. He needs to take this thing down the line of scrimmage before the pitch, but the pitch comes out so quick that it allows the defensive end. You see the defensive end step down and Lance pitches it right away. If Lance continues to bring this down and force the defensive end to attack him, it opens up the area for Mitchell. But because he pitches it so soon, the defensive end is able to react, flatten out, and help with the start, help with bringing him down. He's the first one there, and then you also have Reed coming from the high safety spot, flying downhill to help him out. But Lance really needs to run that down the line of scrimmage a little bit better before he makes the pitch, just for the timing of that play. They get the ball back here deep in their own end. Going to get a little run play here to start it off, pick up a couple yards. Brings up 2nd and 8. See the run up the middle there. Pretty good defense by Houston. We're really for Mitchell to go, but 2nd 8, 2nd and 9 on this one here. And this is going to be a completion from Lance. But what you're going to get is you're going to get the 2 at the top of the screen. You're going to get slants. You're going to get a quick slant from George Kittle. You get a slant from the receiver at the top of the screen, which I believe is Deebo Samuel. But and it's going to be open. I'll show you as we go through this. And the ball just needs to come out. He's looking to the left side. As he plants his foot, he has George Kittle open. There's 7 yards between Kittle and the safety. The distance between Lance and Kittle, he can hit that if he wants to. He's got it if he wants to take that inside slant. Even if doesn't like that one, he has the outside. He has both of these guys on the top of the screen wide open for the slants. Samuel's open on the outside. Kittle's open on the inside. You do have the safety coming down hard on Kittle, but Lance has plenty of arm to get it there before that safety is going to arrive. And even if he doesn't want to do that one, he can throw the outside. But instead, he for whatever reason doesn't pull the trigger, starts to move. Doesn't make sense why he's rolling out to the left to begin with, because all of his receivers are coming across unless he thinks he's going to get one of the other guys. But as he starts to move, you see Brandon Ayuk already stopping his route to try to find an open area. And Lance does a good job of hitting him, and he gets the first down anyway. So, but that's the kind of thing that you want to see, though. That's the area in which it kind of causes Kyle Shanahan to sometimes maybe pull back on calling passing plays, is because he's not sure what he's going to get from Lance. The design of the play was wide open. Lance doesn't take it. Instead, he does this, and it's very similar. This play is very similar to what we saw from Trey Lance in his first preseason game with the 49ers, the first series of his career against Kansas City, where he had an open receiver going the same direction, pulled it down, didn't throw the deep curl, moved to his right and finds Brandon Ayuk. And, you might remember Ayuk dropped that one, but this time he's able to come up with it. But that those slants at the top of the screen, those are both routes that are open, and Lance needs to hit them. Doesn't do it here. And it ends up in a first down. But those could be, depending on the defense you're playing, you're not always going to get that guy springing free. And we're going to see some examples of that as we go through the game. And then a little run here from Deebo Samuel. Nice little run, picks up 13. Sets him up with 1st and 10. And then this is the final play of the first half. It'll be a little bootleg. Looks like George Kittle's going to be open. Instead, you see Lance hit his back foot, and he takes the second level receiver across. So let's take a look at this one. He's open now, but he's open now, and this is an interesting one, because I think if you get the ball to Kittle right here, you put the ball in his hands. We've seen his playmaking ability on the run after the catch, where he might be able to get 10 to 12 yards on this, even if he just by getting the ball into his hands quick. Lance decides to pull it up and throw it to the second level, and in doing so, he makes a nice throw here to Trent Sherfield for the first down. It's funny how you watch this play unfold, and he does a really nice job of getting the ball out of his hand here to the second level. But even, he has everybody open. He has George Kittle open quick to the flat. He has the second level receiver open quick at the second level, and he also has the deep route to Brandon Ayuk come open. He's open right there, but takes a nice shot down the field there. Nice, good completion. A good job by Lance to help pick up the first down. Then they go to the next on 1st and 10 is going to be a run play for 12 yards. It gets wiped out by a hold on Trent Williams. And then there's there's a bunch more runs, a bunch of runs here before we get to 2nd and 11. So let me fast forward here just a little bit. Would have been better off if I had written down the times for all these plays. All right, so there's the run by Samuel. So that's going to set up the next pass. So they're facing 2nd and 11 from it looks like the 44. 49ers are going to run mesh. Mesh is a concept that we see a lot of in the NFL. But if you watch the breakdown videos of, like, say, Zach Wilson in the run up to the draft and some of the other quarterbacks, you see a lot of it. It's basically you're going to have a couple of guys crossing in the middle of the field. Then you have you're going to see the receiver down here at the bottom of the screen. That's going to be Brandon Ayuk. He's going to run a curl. He's going to be open about 12 yards. And then you're also going to have on the top of the screen, you're going to have you're going to get, like I said, you have Samuel running the crosser, but you're going to get a fade by Kyle Juszczyk. He's going to run the deep route, and it's going to come open quick. But Lance is looking to his left, so he doesn't see it. He doesn't see the fact that he's looking to his left. He's reading Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle here. He doesn't see Kyle Juszczyk running free at the top of the screen. It looks like he's trying to maybe get that ball out quick to Kittle. I'm not sure, but then he gets sacked and everything gets blown up. You don't get the protection. If they have the protection, he's probably going to be able to hit Ayuk here for 10 yards, maybe a first down. But he's looking to the left. He can't see the whole field at once. He's looking left. He doesn't see Juszczyk over on the right side. You just chalk that one up to maybe a pre-snap read that took his eyes to the left instead of down the middle of the field. Let's watch it from the end zone. Let's see. You're going to see him again. You're going to see him start to throw, and I'm not sure. At the time that he's going to throw it, it doesn't look like Ayuk's open. Let's look and see. You see him pull his hands. It looks like at that point when he's wanting to get the ball out because of the pressure, there's really nowhere to go. Nobody's looking at him. These two receivers in the middle are looking at each other as they're crossing. Ayuk's still at the top of his route. He hasn't quite broken yet, and there's a lot of congestion there. The Texans are all crossing each other at that point. So it's just not blocked up good enough for him to be able to sit there. And then he takes the sack. On that one, you have the Ayuk, like I said, you have Ayuk late, so you're not going to be able to throw it to him. He's looking to the left side. He can't really. The only thing that I would say is you want to get his eyes down the middle of the field a little more instead of just to one side or the other. Let's move on to the next one, because this next one I think is a little bit more of an egregious one. It's 3rd and 19. He's not, and you're going to see Lance. His eyes are in the middle of the field, and then now they're back to the left side, and he's got a deep drop here, plenty of time. And it's just the 49ers run this a lot, where they run a deep curls to about 19 yards. They did this a lot. We've seen him do this a number of times. And he has Brandon Ayuk wide open for a first down. You see Ayuk at the sticks at the top of the screen, just about at about the 33-yard line. Ayuk has about 7 yards between the nearest defender. There's a nice hole to fit the ball into. He just never looks in that direction. Instead, he's looking left the whole way, and he's able to complete it to Jennings. But you've got the wide open receiver on the curl at the top of the screen. That's where the ball needs to go. Watch it from here. Let's see where his head goes. I'm pretty sure we're going to see it in the middle of the field and then to the left the entire way. Yeah, it's left, left. Everything's to the left. Never at all looks the other direction. He's not seen the full field. You can see his head from the moment he gets it is looking to the left side. It's easy to see with the stripe on his helmet from this angle. He's looking right there. He's looking right at Jennings the whole way. Maybe take a little peek at Samuel, but he's pretty much looking left the whole way. Meanwhile, he's got wide receiver wide open on the right side for a first down. So a tough one there. 49ers had a chance to pick up the first. So that's the 49ers' second possession of the game. The first one was the 3 and out, the scramble being a good call, good job by Lance there at the end of that. The second one, not bad. Would have liked to have seen a little bit better ball to Kyle Juszczyk on first down. That was really what was needed there. And then you get into this series, not bad overall. Couple of good, the first throw, that first play from Lance, you'd really want to see him get the ball out of his hands first instead of taking off and running around like he does. But he comes back from, able to complete it, comes back with that nice ball to Sherfield, and then here he gets a nice completion to Jennings, but just not what you're looking for there. Then you come here to first and 10. 49ers have the ball at the 45. And then here we have, you're gonna see the Kittle on the leak route out to the left, and it's well covered. Kind of, he might be open. I don't, it seems like he's getting open there, but at the same time, maybe the part of the reason it seems like he's getting open is because the defender stopped the underneath defender, whose eyes are on the ball. He's leaping the catch, so he's not even at that point. He's not even paying attention to Kittle. So, I think I don't think that this is a ball that even if he gets a little bit more air under it, I think King's right there with him. I think the only reason that you have that separation at the end is because King is starting to react to the throw because his eyes are in the backfield the whole time. He's feeling this. You can see his eyes are down. His head is back, looking at the quarterback. He's feeling that. He's right there with Kittle the whole way. It's not open at all. On the backside of this play, because he's looking left, so that's why I'm saying backside. Over at the top of the screen, you have a little bit of a busting coverage with the safety driving down on the play action, which allows Deebo Samuel to get behind everybody. And this ball just needs to be thrown out down the field to give him a chance to make a play. If that ball had come out early, if you'd seen it early, he had him. But as far as the route that he throws, I don't think that this is a completion. Regardless, I don't think that there's any way that King's with him the entire time. You see King fall back. He's right there. He's right in his hip pocket, and he's just reading the ball. He's not. It's not man coverage. He's in zone, and it's just not going to work out on that one. And bad interception, bad throw, bad decision by Lance on that one. Play action. His head's looking that way the whole way. He's bringing the safety across. Reed. He's bringing him right into it as well. So just a tough one there for Lance. Let's move on to the next series. They start off with a short run to Deebo Samuel here. It's not a gain of 0. They're not able to get anything on it. Second and 9, second and 10. They're going to run a screen over here to Deebo Samuel off of play action. It just seems like it just takes him so long to get the ball out of his hand on this play. Watch the number of hitches that he gets at the top of this. It's just boom, 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 boom before he lets go of it. By the time he lets go of it, the defense is reacting, and it's just by that time, look at the defensive reaction. Everybody's there. They missed the block on the one play on the inside. But watch when we watch this from the end zone view, watch Lance get to the top, and he's going to start patting the ball, bouncing before he throws it. He needs to get that thing out of his hand quicker. Just a slow release on that one. Get the ball into Devo's hands. It's really just one pat too much. You just got to get it over to him a little bit faster. And then on 3rd and 8, this is the play after which you get the boos from the stands. He's going to complete this out to the left to Kyle Juszczyk. Again, this is similar to what they ran earlier. They have the corner, the curl at the top. You're going to get a. Let's just look and see if there's anywhere else for him to go with the football. He's got time. And by this point, everybody's reacting. It doesn't look like anybody's really going to be open. Looks like with the way that Houston's falling back, they've got 4 across here, 2 on top. And this is really the only place for him to go. So it's a good job by Lance with his read where he takes the ball, because there's nothing else that's open at that point. We'll watch it from the end zone. What we really see, what I'm seeing right now as I watch him, is he's really a half field thrower. In which, I mean, he's and this isn't uncommon. A lot of quarterbacks do this, where they're looking in one specific spot. When you're watching Lance right now, you're not seeing his head really moving anywhere other than where it starts. It's pretty much starting off to the left, stays to the left, or starts off to the right and it's staying to the right, and that's pretty much what he's been the whole time, except for the one time he got out of the pocket. But he had been looking left and he didn't like it. No reason that it went somewhere else is because he started scrambling. That was right at the end of the beginning of the second of the 2-minute drill. So right now the French are getting the ball back their own 25. There's about 38 seconds to go, and I think this is where you start to see Lance perform at a higher level. It's going to be a nice, quick slant to Deebo Samuel at the top of the screen. I like the way that he gets it, just hits and fires. There's no extra movement, no patting of the ball, no hitch or anything like that. It's just ball in his hands, turn and throw. He's able to fit it into a tight window to Samuel. Hits him on stride, and they get a nice 17-yard gain. And then on top of that, they get an extra 5 because the linebacker from Houston starts messing with the ball, holding him down. So that's a really nice one there to start that off. And then they come back here. So the next play, 1st and 10, and on this one, it's going to be an incompletion. He's going to hit the top of his drop. He's looking. There's some pressure, and so he starts to move. He has Deebo Samuel open, and it just takes him a little bit to get the ball out of his hand. And that time that it takes him to get the ball out of his hand is why it's an incomplete ball. And watch him from this. Again, he's open now. He starts to throw, but it just takes him an extra step or two to get the ball out of his hand, because he's open right away as he starts to move. He's open right now. I mean, he's open all the way, obviously, right? And look at Lance, how far he's traveling and how far Deebo Samuel is traveling as he's trying to get the ball out of his hands. And let's see it from this angle, because we're going to see the pressure come. They're running a dig on the backside, and so it's open. If it had been blocked up well by Compton, it's there for him. But you get the guy across. Really good job by Lance to feel the pressure and move. But he's here. He's open now. It just takes him a minute. Let's see where his eyes are. Let's see if his eyes are on him when I'm thinking that he should have been throwing it. I think he might have looked to 23 first, and that's probably why he's a little bit late to him. But with that ball being late, the only other thing that I would like to say here on this is, Trey Lance has, one of the great things about Trey Lance, one of the reasons, is the ability to get out and move and utilize his legs. I understand he's trying to look down the field, and it's a big play right there if he gets it out in time. At the same time, maybe just keep running and just keep heading towards the sideline, get to the sideline, run out of bounds, pick up what you can, stop the clock as well. Instead, especially if you're a little bit late as he is here, but that's hindsight on that, really. But in this game, we didn't really see Lance freelancing and taking off down the field on those scrambles quite as much as I think there was a couple of times where he could have, and this would have been one. But he makes up for that. He comes right back on the next play, 2nd and 10, and this is a gorgeous play. You're going to watch at the top of the screen. You have Brandon Ayuk, and he's going to be running up. He breaks free right off the snap. Boom, right there. Lance sees it, and he just sticks this ball into the hole of the zone. And Ayuk does a good job of seeing the change up and stepping, and readjusting his route and making the catch. But this was really nice. Lance is looking that way to start with. He sees the busted coverage, and he's starting to throw the ball right away. He's trusting his eyes, trusting what 11's going to do, and they get a big play out of it. And that sets them up right on the edge of, it sets them up in field goal range for Robbie Gould. So they get that big play, and then right after that, you have Lance here taking a shot down the right sideline to Brandon Ayuk, and it's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a really good throw by Lance. He puts it on the money. The coverage is tight, and there's a little bit of a hold at the top of the play. 11 just can't get his second hand up, but he gets both his feet down. If he'd been able to make that grab, it's a touchdown because both of his feet hit in bounds. He's looking that way the whole way, but down at the bottom of the screen, he does have the corner route open for a touchdown as well. But he takes a shot to the other side, and then from there they have they get a offsides on this next play after this from Tom Compton. So that backs him up, and it puts him in a tough situation because from the 31, you're right on the edge of right on the edge of field goal range for Robbie Gould at the 31 there. So that sets him up with 2nd and 10 at the 31. You're right, like 2nd and 15, excuse me. And this is he gets a break on this one. He's got the guy open. He's trying to take that little shot behind him. He believes in his arm to get that over the top of that underneath defender. That guy's just sitting right there. He gets both hands on the ball. It tips out of his hands and into the hands of Ayuk for a gain of 12. This is the one break of the game that Lance needed and the 49ers needed, because this would have, they could have gone the half with no points. Instead, that ball tips off of 39's hands and into the hands of Ayuk, and you get the field goal to go in at halftime down 7-3. But then you open up the second half. Right off the bat, the 49ers are going to move the ball well. You're going to get a big play from Lance. They run the ball here a couple times, but then you're going to get 3rd and 6, and you get really probably one of, again, I really like the throw to Ayuk. That was a nice one, but you get a series of really good plays here from Lance in the second half. There's only going to be 10 more plays that we're going to run through because that's how many times he throws it here in the second half. But this is a really nice one. He's going to get a slant here from Ayuk, and he just puts this thing right in the hole. That's really high-level stuff. That's what we see from Jimmy Garoppolo all the time, are throws like this in this position, right? We see him throw that in cut into that tight window quite often. This time, though, you're getting it from a guy in his second career start. Sees it, sticks it in there, and then Ayuk does the rest. Terrific job of balance on the hit. And then he's able to get it all the way down just outside the 30-yard line. So just a really nice one. I think you can get a better angle of it here. Watch Lance hit his back step, and he just drives this thing in there to Ayuk for the completion. That's really nice. Nice balance, like I said, and then you get the help from down the field from Kittle, and he gets run down from behind by 23. But really nice job by Lance there to get it out. Big completion there. And then you're going to get a bunch of runs, get another run here. 2 runs, not a bunch. Sorry, I'm looking at the next sheet. Said you get the play action with the dig on the backside, and it's wide open. And the problem here is that Lance just doesn't. He drives it in. He doesn't need to drive this ball in. He's got plenty of room. Look at all the open space. There's nobody out here to stop this. He just needs to put a little bit of air underneath it, and get it to him. Just this is where the lack of touch from Lance hurts him because this is wide open. He just got to get the ball out there. But because he drives it, he allows that linebacker to be able to get his hands up, a little bit of touch, get that thing over him, maybe kind of uh, get some air underneath, just a little bit of air, not too much, just enough to get it over that linebacker, get it out here a little bit more towards the numbers, and you've got a big play from Trent Sherfield. Instead, he tries to drive it in, and the linebacker does a good job of getting his hands up and nearly intercepting it. Let's watch this from this angle. There you go. 58 starts to fall back, and then is able to get his hand up and knock it down. But it's wide open. He just needs to put a little bit of air under that ball. It's not a lot. It's still going to be on a line, but it's not going to be driven in there, if that makes sense. And then you get the quarterback draw for a gain of 6, and they run a power to the left side for 3, which sets up 4th and 1. And then here on 4th and 1, from the press box when I was watching the game live, I thought he could have taken off and run it if he just had held onto the ball at this point and just takes it at an angle. I felt that he could have got there. He has Kittle out in front of him, but it's hard to say because of the fact that he whips his hips around and he stops running, like really stops moving. If he was going to be able to get there or not. And it ends up incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs. That's one of the things the 49ers, they've done this way too much when they have him in the game. They continually go for it on these 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, whatever, when they're in range to put points on the board. And that's one of the they've done this with Lance in the game. The 49ers have gone for it 7 times in his 2 starts on 4th down. They've converted only once. And of those times that they haven't converted, I think all of them have been all but maybe one have been within range of a field goal attempt. Some of them, down at the goal line in Arizona. Another one out around the 30. This one here is in range for field, for points. They just need to take the points when they're available to them. I understand wanting to be aggressive, but at the same time, get the points that you can. When you've got them, it's especially as we get into this week against the Rams, they're going to need to take the points as much as they can. I would rather see the 49ers put 3 on the board instead of walk away with something like this, which could be a momentum changer for the other team. See, I think if he just takes that and just sprints to the sideline, I think he's going to get the first down. If he can just sprint to his left without having to really get his hips and everything turned around the way that he does, I think it slows him down. That's me, though. But then we open up here, and then this is a really nice play by Lance, because this is a play the 49ers have tried to run so many times, and you're going to get play action. He's going to boot out, and you're going to get Ayuk running a corner post down here at the bottom. This is the play the 49ers tried, very similar to the play the 49ers tried to hit. No, actually it's not, because you have Kittle running a route this time instead of blocking. But like the fact that he takes the shot. The shot's open, and it's open deep. It's hard to fault Lance for not being able to get that ball in front of him when he's getting blasted in the chest as he's throwing the ball. But I like the fact that he takes the deep shot here. This is the ball they've been trying to get this ball thrown all year long, and Jimmy Garoppolo just hasn't taken the throw. This time though, you get Lance taking the shot down the field, and it's not caught. There's guys all around, but it ends up in a big pass interference penalty and a gain of 37 yards for the 49ers. So a big one there. And then following that, they get the run here by Mitchell, a nice run for 6. They're going to run them again on the next down. They don't get anything, so it's going to set up it's going to be either 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4. And I like this one here by Lance. It's good movement. There's pressure around him. He doesn't just take off and run. Keeps his eyes downfield, and he checks us down to JaMycal Hasty to pick up the first down. But I like this. Watch his head. Looking to the right. moves around, and then gets it out. His head doesn't move again, though. He's not. It's not like he's scanning the field all that much. He's pretty much locked in on where he is, and then moving and finding the next available color that's on his team. Uh, but that's a nice play, nice movement. Like the fact that he was able to hit it, and then just a little play action boot, easy throw. This time, instead of throwing it behind him, he hits him in stride, and Mitchell's able to take it in for 6, and puts the 49ers up 10-7. But nice little boot out here. This time he's able to put it on him in a position where he's able to just keep running, and they're able to get the touchdown. So it's a nice one there. Their next possession here starts off with a run for 10 by Mitchell. Then they're going to come back with another one for 2. And then here on 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7, he's going to have Deebo Samuel open. He's going to put him on it, and Deebo Samuel just isn't able to hold on to the ball. He's changing the play. He sees something. He wants to change it up. Just a straight drop back, and he's got Deebo Samuel over the middle, and he puts it on him. That's got to be a catch. That's not a bad ball at all. It's a little bit behind him, hits him on the hip, but that's a play an NFL wide receiver needs to make. You know, we've seen Deebo have he had a bad stretch at the beginning of the season with dropping the ball. It had kind of picked it up, gotten better, and then you have this one here, and this ball's right on him. That's not on Lance at all. That ball's on 19. He just needs to make the grab. Unable to hold on to it. Brings up 3rd and 7. And 3rd and 7. And you're going to get a scramble on this one. And it just doesn't get there. Let's see what happens here. You're getting some. A little twist from the right side comes up through and forces him to bail. Let's watch that. 54 really steps in hard, and he's able to get him to move. And Lance has to stick that ball out at the end of the run. He doesn't, and because he doesn't stick it out, they don't have a choice. So they mark it short. Ends up with 4th and 1, and I think you get a punt. At the end of this play, he just needs to stick this ball out, and he doesn't. And because he's got it in his right hand, he ends up getting marked short. The 49ers end up punting the ball away. They get it back here, still up 10-7. This is right after the missed field goal. That's where we are. We're in the 4th quarter now, and this Houston team just, you get stopped there. Houston drives the ball down. They're inside the 49ers red zone. You get a big sack that drives them back outside the red zone, and then a field goal from the 35, a 45-yard field goal from Fairbairn. He misses it wide left, and that sets the 49ers up in business all the way out at the 35, and they're going to make them pay here real quick. They get a run here on 1st down for 5 from Mitchell, followed by another run from Mitchell for 2 to give them 3rd and 3. And then here on 3rd and 3, this is one of the better throws of the day. I really like this throw from Trey Lance. 3rd and 3, he's going to throw the out route down here to the bottom of the screen to Jennings. You see him at the bottom of the bunch here. Just look at the timing of this. That ball's coming out of the hands of Lance before 15 has even made his break. This was what you can barely see it because my logo's in the way a little bit, but there he is starting to make the throw, and look at where Jennings is. Jennings is still, Jennings has the defender right on him. But I like the fact that Lance is throwing this. He's trusting Jennings to get open, and he's seen the leverage. Hopefully, the reason he's throwing this is because he sees the leverage of the cornerback on where he is, knowing that Jennings is going to make the outcut. And that ball comes out of his hands so quick that even though it's not a good ball, the defensive back's not able to make a play. That's what you want to see. You want to see him see a quarterback that's able to get the ball of his hands quick. This is an anticipation throw. This is one that I really liked. Saw live, watching that live. I was like, well, that's a good ball. The location of the throw isn't good, but the anticipation of the throw is really nice. And then from there, you get the play action. He's going to boot out to his right, and you get the big shot play over the top. Nice play there for from 5 to 19 on that. That's a corner post again. They fake. You see Samuel fake to the corner and then drive to the middle of the field, and then where the ball goes, it doesn't take him down the middle of the field because the safety's right there. So he's got to throw it. He's throwing it away from him into the grass, into the green, and Samuel does a really good job at tracking the ball, makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. So a really good job right there for Lance, where he throws the ball. This is his talent, his ability. It's an easy. These shot plays in Kyle Shannon's offense are some of the easiest if you just kind of, because usually there's not a whole lot going on in terms of reading. You're hitting your back foot and you're rocking and throwing because of the way that they're set up. But 49ers up 17-7 at that point, and I just want to get to this one throw here. A lot of run-ins taking place before they get to a 3rd and 12. Yeah, here we go. This is a nice one. This one is a really pretty play on both ends of this. He's going to throw this ball down the middle of the field to George Kittle. This right here, this play shows the growth of Trey Lance from what I've seen of him during his time at North Dakota. This was a ball when he was at North Dakota State. This ball doesn't come out because of the location of where everybody is. There's so much traffic around George Kittle that a lot of times when he was at North Dakota, he'd pull this down and take off running. But instead, he trusts Kittle. He sees the opening, and he realizes he can get this over the top of that linebacker and into him. And he puts the ball in the right spot. Kittle gets interfered with and still able to reach up and make the catch. But I really like the throw by Lance. I like the fact that Lance is taking this shot down the field here because he does have him open there. He sees that linebacker. He sees him clearing the linebacker. That ball comes out. And we talk a lot too when you talk about Trey Lance, a lot about that wobble, in his ball. This one's not a wobble. This one is a nice spiral. And the spiral, it's not meant to be funny, but the spiral helps Kittle here because if this ball's wobbly, it's going to be a lot harder for him to make this grab with one hand. That spiral on the ball makes it a lot easier to grab that tip and make the catch. And just a really nice throw and catch on, really nice throw by Lance. And that's a heck of a catch on the back end by George Kittle. So from there, they're going to drive down here. And I think we're going to get to his last pass here. It's going to be 3rd and goal. And it's a little screen out to the right. And he just doesn't make a good throw. There should have been a touchdown. You get the hold on Brandon Ayuk. Brings it out. Yeah, this is just a bad throw this is the last one. It's just a bad throw by Lance. If we watch it from this view here, he's going to have Samuel. He's throwing it, he's trying to be quick with the throw, and he just doesn't. It's just a bad ball. He does a good job a lot of times on these of leading the receiver and getting it up to his upfield shoulder. Just a little bit off on this one, and it's there for him. If he gets it to Samuel has the ability there. I think he's got the blockers in front of him to maybe get this ball into the end zone, but maybe not with the guy coming underneath. So it's 6-1, half dozen the other. Kind of a rough one there, but I'll end up right there as far as the show on Lance. But what you saw in this game, hopefully, it was a good performance by Lance overall. I think there's definitely some more room for growth. What I liked from this one, from the first game to this one, is the fact that Lance, Lance pushed the ball down the field a couple of times. You saw some really nice throws with anticipation that you didn't see the first time around. I think that's the biggest piece. When you watch this game, if you're looking for improvements from week 5 to week 17 here, it's the ability to throw with anticipation and trust your receivers to make trust your eyes and the receivers, and also trust the receivers to make the adjustments to where you're throwing the ball. So like that one to Ayuk, seeing it was open, getting the ball out quick, stop making him stop his route and trusting that he's going to be able to stop his route. That's nice. The the throw over to Juwan Jennings. Similar situation. That's a tight coverage. You're seeing the leverage of the defensive back, and you're taking it and making that throw before he even makes his break, and that allows you to get that ball in there, even though it's not a really on location throw. You're able to still get it to him at the right spot. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. About 45 minutes, we get you in and out today. If you like what you saw, please go ahead and like the show, like this, subscribe. You can comment as well. And then also, if you could get yourself over to 49ers.pressdemocrat.com, you can see all of my write-ups on the 49ers there. There's a new post on a daily basis during the season. So get over there, add it to your favorites on your taskbar of your computer, and check it out on a daily basis. 49ers.pressdemocrat.com. I'm Jack Hammer, cover the 49ers for the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the show, and I will be back soon with more coverage on the 49ers here on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Have a good day, everybody.